really good race cars. So even when we're not as fast as we want to be, the characteristics of the old car are still there. It's still Phoenix. We're still loose in, we're tight in the center, and we're loose off. And that's probably been the way it's been since they put asphalt down here.
And you mentioned all the testing you've done with the new car. What's the biggest stride you'd say that they've made in improving the car since then?
The heat inside. Yeah, we were baking. I mean, it was like being in an oven that was turned way up. And they fixed it in a lot of ways. I know it's cool, but still, we would feel it if it was how it was before. And there's gonna be some summer races. It's not gonna be fun, but they've definitely helped the heat.
Hey Ross, Cameron Richardson with the Rich Report. TrackHouse obviously kept a handful of Ganassi employees from last season, but just how have Justin and Daniel been able to help your transition over to TrackHouse for this year?
Yeah, I play something back in my head often, and especially when I get asked about it. But even just in my daily life of Justin catching me pretty early on, we were working on sponsorship stuff, and we already had my deal signed. We're trying to bring in as many partners and see who all wanted to be a part of this program, right? And we've been announcing stuff, but there's some things that we worked on that didn't come in. And I apologized to Justin one day, and he just stopped me, grabbed me on the shoulder, and was like, "You're a race car driver, and you need to go drive race cars. Don't worry about anything else. We're going racing." And so that just kind of confidence that hearing it from the owner, it was the same thing Chip told me last year, and that's really the first time I've ever been told that is by those two guys. So obviously hold Chip in the highest regard. Justin is a lot closer to my age, so we talk in a different way, and just with him grabbing me and like stop worrying was good. I still worry, but I want people to be a part of this, right? And I want to share this experience that we're building at Trackhouse with people, and it's a shame that some people didn't see it that way.
Today is also Bell Let's Talk Day, which is an initiative to spread the awareness of discussing mental health. So how do you maintain your mental health, or how important is it to just maintain your mental health through a long and grueling season?
Yeah, I'm probably not the greatest one to talk about it because I don't do a great job, to be honest, but I definitely do a lot better than I used to. When I got into the sport, I felt like the world was on me. I felt like just to get out of bed every day, if I didn't have a good ride, it was like hard. And looking back, I kind of laugh at myself, like, man, the things I thought were so serious were not. And I think that can go for anybody. So what got me to that next level was surrounding myself and having a group of people surround me that I could trust. And I think that goes farther. The main thing is I'm a bit of I'm wearing a onesie set of pajamas here with all kinds of sponsors, and a lot of I talk for a lot of people, and I talk to a lot of people often, but outside of that, pretty introverted, I think, I like to be alone, and I like to be at my house by myself, and I have to have good people around me, and I have to make myself go see those people and talk to those people, because that's what's going to keep me as sharp as I can be and just in a better state of mind. I think as human beings, we were made to be with people. We were not made to be by ourselves. So I have to push myself, though. And when I can tell now when I've been by myself for a while or a few days, I'm like, I gotta get out of the house. I gotta go see somebody, go to lunch with somebody, just talk life, talk racing, talk watermelons, whatever. But it was all about surrounding myself with the best people, because my family's all in Florida. And so I'm the only one that moved to North Carolina, and I think that's underrated. When somebody moves for a job, they're chasing a dream. But when that adrenaline wears off of that initial hit of getting that job or getting into NASCAR, no matter what your job is, when that adrenaline wears off, like, you've got to have a support system. You've got to have people. So surround yourself with as many people, and we can cover one eye and plug our ears and act like but when you don't have good people. So it's not just quantity, it's quality. And we all have some people that probably make us feel better about ourselves in our lives, and I think that maybe that's good for some people, but I just try to surround myself with the best people, professionally for sure, but also just my friend group.
Mark with NASCAR.com. Given all the next-gen tests you have done, how ready are you to see these cars in an actual race?
What's crazy is next weekend we're going to be racing, which blows my mind. In my head, I had another week, but it's not the case. We get down here, we go home, it's Thursday, we have the weekend, and then it's Clash week. Like, it's time to start. So, yeah, it's like, I don't feel prepared for pit stops. Like, I've in all these tests, I've stopped in pit boxes, I pulled away, but like, I haven't truly done a pit stop yet. And we're gonna do that with this car, because this will be a race prepared car. When we get back on Friday, we'll be doing, I hope, pit practice with the 40 or with the one group. Geez, okay, that was the first time I've done that in a while. The one group, which is the 42 group from last year, and this thing it pits different. So stuff, just the little things. Fortunately, we have more time until the 500. We're not doing pit stops at the Clash, so but like I want to go to sleep and wake up and just naturally be comfortable with a pit stop, right? And everything else though, we're just working through setup stuff, so it's just a race car now. They've got all the little tweaks and little problems with it. They've got them worked out, and I think now it's just about going fast. That's what everybody's working on here.
Sean Clark with the Rich Report. Daniel Suarez talked about how, if not for the next-gen car, TrackHouse would be a thing, and the gap between the top teams and all the other teams is shrinking. What's your viewpoint on that?
I agree. For TrackHouse to acquire CGR and to do what they've done, I don't know that. Well, I like Daniel said, TrackHouse, Justin Marks would not have started the TrackHouse Cup team not for the next gen car. I mean, he's a racer and he loves racing, but you would never catch up to the history that these teams have and the legacy that they have in this sport. Right, for Chevrolet, it starts with Hendrick, and you count RCR and you count CGR in that, and then all your single and two car teams that keep following under the Chevy bow tie. You just would never catch up. And this next gen car was the catalyst for sparking that for Justin, but then acquiring CGR and acquiring a good workforce and now the infrastructure to go racing Cup. It's a lot of people that have been doing this, but now we're bolting together the same car that RCR is and that Hendrick is under the Chevy banner and behind the bow tie. So, yeah, it would be a thing. So, Justin bought in early. I had conversations with him about next gen and Cup years ago, and I knew Justin as sports car guy, the CTR Xfinity guy, and the guy that I bought seats from in 2011 to race in the Truck Series. And when I got into his truck halfway through the year, so it definitely sparked it for him, and it gave him that runway now to get his feet wet last year, but now to obviously acquire a team like CGR is big, and that's got the base to build now.
Do you have anything final for Ross? All right, Ross, thanks for joining us. We'll see you that way.